Bob in Bullhead City, Arizona. Hey, Bob, what's on your mind today?
Oh, well, Bill Riley, sir. I don't know if he was born with a silver or a golden spoon in his mouth, but he knows nothing about poverty, period.
Well, Bill O'Reilly grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood, in a neighborhood of houses that today would be, $500,000 houses, more or less, maybe 300,000. But he was, he did not grow up in poverty. But he did grow up in a middle class, an upper middle class, but a middle class neighborhood. If his stories are true, from what I've seen and what I've read.
Okay, well, my subject is that from my early ages, as far as I can remember, till I joined the service when I was 17, and that was back in the late 60s that I joined, my mother and us 4 brothers were on welfare, and we did live in poverty. And then here I am in Bullhead City, Arizona, and a ministry that serves food to the hungry every day, 365. And we have over 180 to 250 homeless children in this small town.
Right.
It's under 40,000 people.
Wow.
Now, for this man to say that there is no child hunger or poverty, when I was a child, there was times where popcorn was on the table 3 times a day for 4 days or so in a row till we could get any other kind of assistance. My mom even went around the neighborhood with a brown paper bag asking for help.
Yeah, I'm not trying to compete with your story, Bob, but rather corroborate it. It sounds like we're about the same age. When my dad and mom moved from Newego, Michigan or Grand Rapids down to Lansing, in 1950, must have been 55. I was 4 years old in 1955. I have no memories of being 4 years old, but I do remember being 5 and 6 years old. And my dad didn't get a job in a tool and die shop at Lansing Tool and Die until I was 7 years old. And I remember being 5 and 6 years old. My dad was working 2 jobs. He was working as a vacuum cleaner salesman door-to-door, Rexair vacuums door-to-door, and he was selling World Book encyclopedias door-to-door. And you don't make a lot of money selling vacuum cleaners and encyclopedias door-to-door, but that's what he did. And he had 2 kids. It was, at that point in time, it was my brother Steve and me, and I think Mom was pregnant with my brother Stan. And I remember going with my parents down to, we called it the cheese store. It was the surplus food store that was run by the city of Lansing, I believe, or maybe Ingham County. And they had surplus food, and we'd get a 25-pound bag of noodles, or of macaroni rather. We get 10-pound blocks of American cheese, and we get these 25-pound bags of dried powdered milk, skim milk actually. And I remember eating macaroni and cheese for lunch and for dinner for an entire week or longer. I mean, to this day, I have this love-hate relationship with macaroni and cheese, and I absolutely hate powdered skim milk from that experience of being, 5, 6, 7 years old. And then Dad got a job in a tool and die shop that had, good union representation, and boom, suddenly we were in the bottom end of the middle class. I mean, it was, 4 boys plus Mom and Dad, 6 of us living in a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. But we all grew up just fine, and Dad did a great job, and he was able to get a new car every couple of years and take vacations, and with a union job. And when he retired, he had a pension. When he died, the pension still paid, Mom. I mean, it's just, he owned his own house by the time he died in 2006. So, I mean, yeah, I'm with you, Bob. I have experienced hunger in the United States. There's something close to it. I mean, we weren't actually hungry. Yeah. But all we were eating was macaroni and cheese. That's all there was.
You bet.
So,
you bet.
Yeah, been there, done that. And it's real. It's real in the United States. It was real in 1955. It's real right now. And frankly, I think right now probably there's more of it than there was in 1955, although I honestly don't know. But, if we've got 20 million children who are living in food insecure households, that's a hell of a lot. Bob, thank you for the call and for sharing your story.